Hello, teacher. Good afternoon. I hope you have a nice day. My name is Isabel Montesinos, and this is my ID card as you requested. Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about the complements, subject, verb, object, and adjective. Before we start, let's consider a definition of the complement. Okay, according to Vivanco, a complement is a syntactic composition. The complement is a necessary component because without it, the subject would not be able to describe what the subject does or its state. A complement can be a word, phrase, sentence that complete the meaning of any statement. Okay. Okay, now we are going to talk about the parts of the speech. The parts of a speech are divided into groups, and we can use these groups depending on their functions or the contents that we are going to apply it. Okay, for example, the parts of the speech are noun, pronoun, subject, verb, object, and adjective, as I mentioned before. Okay, the noun is basically a person, place, thing, or idea. And a pronoun are words that take place of the noun. Okay, so the subject complement. The subject can be a person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about. The subject is usually a noun or a pronoun. Okay, as I said before, a noun can be person, place, thing, living creature, or concept. Okay, noun, it means will be noun phrase, and a noun can be preceded by a determiner. And in the case of pronouns, let's remember that pronouns are divided into many groups. For example, subject pronouns. Okay, I have a chart, so I'm going to show you in order to explain. Okay, here we have all the categories about pronouns. So here we have subject pronouns or personal pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Object pronoun, me, you, him, her, us, and them. Indefinite pronoun, another, anyone, each, everyone, everybody, and so on. Relative pronoun, that, which, who, whom, whoever, and where. Demonstrative pronoun, this, that, this, and those. And possessive pronouns, mine, ours, yours. Interrogative pronouns are basically the WH question, and reflexive pronoun, myself, yourself, herself, itself, etc. Okay, let's continue with the characteristics of subject complement. Okay, the subject complement are preceded by a linking verb. This linking verb connect the subject with the rest of the sentence. There are two types of the subject complement. So here we have the category. Predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives. Okay, the predicate nominatives are words that completes the linking verb and highlight the subject, and predicate adjectives, it follows the linking verb and modifies the subject. Okay, I'm going to explain with examples. Okay, here we have 4 sentences. The first one is Marta is a nurse. Okay, Marta is the subject, is the linking verb, and nurse is the noun. The second one, Esperanza is a good housekeeper. Esperanza is the subject, is the linking verb, and the housekeeper is a predicate nominate. Because the predicate nominate, let's remember that it tries to highlight the subject. Okay. The second sentence, Tinkerbell is a fairy. Tinkerbell is the subject, is the linking verb, and fairy the noun. Okay, and the last one is that dress seems expensive. Dress is the subject because we are trying to describe the dress. Seems is the linking verb, and expensive is a predicate adjective because it modifies the subject. Okay, it gives like more details about the subject and what we are talking about. Okay, let's continue. The verb complement. Verb complement is, well, basically the verb is an action that the subject is doing. It's a group of words which it is included to complete the meaning of the verb. The verb complement, it is located after the verb, and the verb complement is also direct or indirect object of the verb. Okay, here we have the categories. The category, we have action verbs and linking verbs. The action express an action. I know it's redundant, but we are trying to describe what the subject is doing. Some of the action verbs are run, play, write, and build. And the linking verbs, it's like a connection between the subject and the complement. Some of the verbs of linking verbs are be, seems, taste, feel, and become. And this is the subcategories of the verb complement. Here we have the intransitive verbs. In the intransitive verbs, we are going to exclude the noun phrase. Okay, we are not going to use a noun phrase in the sentence. Intransitive located prepositional phrase is similar to the intransitive because we are going to exclude the noun phrase, but we are going to use a prepositional phrase. Transitive verbs, here we are going to use a noun phrase. It is like a requirement. Intransitive verb prepositional phrase, here we are going to use both noun phrase and prepositional phrase. And the last one is the transitive verb. Here is basically that we are going to use twice. Okay, it's like a double transitive, and we are going to use noun phrase, but we are going to use two objects in the sentence. So let's check examples. Okay, the sentence is number 1. Emily is a student. Okay, is a linking verb, and here student is the noun. Okay. For example, this is transitive verb because we exclude the noun phrase. Okay, it's not required. Okay, the second one, are you mad at me? Mad is the verb, and at is the prepositional phrase, but this is an intransitive locative verb because we exclude the noun phrase, but we use prepositional phrase to give sense to the sentence. Okay, John Lennon composed songs. Composes is verb, and songs is the direct object. And the last one, he gave me flowers. Gave is the verb, and me is the indirect object, and flowers the direct object. Let's consider that the direct object is the action that is happening to this object directly, and indirect object is the person, place, thing, or idea for whom the action is taking place. Let's continue with object complement. Okay, here are some of the characteristics. The object of the sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea that is affected by the verb. This element comes always after the direct object and the verb. It can modify or complement the object, and the object complement may be easily identified by its position, reference, and agreement. Here we have some of the examples. Here we are going to use a lot of the direct object and the indirect object. Okay, and as I said before, The direct object is basically the action that is happened to them directly. And direct object is person, thing, or idea for whom is the action taking place. Okay. Number 1, my mom made me cupcakes. My mom is the indirect object. Me is the direct object, and cupcakes is a noun phrase. It tries to modify the object. The second one, Nick invited to his friends. Nico is the indirect object. His is the direct object, and friends is the noun phrase and modifies the object. Okay, John wrote her a poem. John is the indirect object, her the direct object, and poem is a noun phrase. It modifies the object. The concert made Allison happy. Allison is the direct object, and happy is an adjective phrase because it modifies the object. Okay, it gives an extra information about what the object is doing or is a state. Okay, and adjective complement. Okay, it serves to give more meaning to this sentence. Okay, it provides more detail or an extra information about the adjective and the subject or the object. The adjective complement modifies the adjective. Adjective complements is usually work with predicate adjective. Okay, here we have some of the category of the adjective complement. We have adjective alone. It means that we are going to use just the adjective and no complement is needed. Pronominal adjective. Here we're going to use noun phrase and prepositional phrase, which is follow the adjective. Adjective followed by by prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase will work as the complement. Adjective followed by infinitive. The infinitive phrase will be the complement of the adjective, and the adjective followed by a clause. A clause serves to complement the adjective. Okay, here we have some of the examples. First sentence, the pizza is delicious. Delicious is the adjective. But here is an example of adjective alone because we are using the adjective as a complement, okay? Maria is mad with his boyfriend. Mad is the adjective. And with his boyfriend is the prepositional phrase. This is an example that adjective followed by a prepositional phrase because the prepositional phrase, it works as the complement of the sentence. This is an amazing movie. Amazing is the adjective, and movie is a noun phrase. It modifies the adjective, but also I think it's like an adjective alone because we're using just the adjective to give sense to these sentences. And the last one is Paris is a romantic country. Okay, the adjective is romantic and country is the noun phrase. It's because it modifies the adjective. And that's all for the complement. So thank you for hearing me. And this is the biography that I used to sustain this presentation. Thank you.